Hello, this is BVI Channel 1. I'm Associate Peters. Today we have arrived at the press conference called by an organization, an Igbo movement organization called Igbo Patriots. They have coming up to speak up against the cattle colony, the Fulani herdsmen manage, and the need for the people to go and arm themselves, not with AK-47, but with PVC. So we are right here to get you the report. Stay there and I'll be right back.
Mr. Obumneke Jinkonyo Okafo, the coordinator of Igbo Patriots, I have the privilege to present today's press release to you. This is World Press Conference by Igbo Patriots. The theme of this release is PVC, our weapon against bad governance. Open grazing, grazing bills, and cattle colonies in Igbo. Permit me to say all protocols observed, and I proceed. The Igbo Patriots is an amalgam of Igbo representatives, both at home and in diaspora, who are committed to the welfare and well-being of our people through good governance, laced with transparency, probity, and accountability. Being conscious of our history, which has been a history of struggle against our basic rights and the freedom from the British colonialism era to the present internal colonialism and servitude, the recent and the trending determination by the federal authorities to muzzle the National Assembly to legitimate obnoxious grazing and the cattle colony bills raises cause for worry. Igbo Patriots will not tolerate any prodigal exploits in whatever guise, form, and shape. We dare make bold to state equivocally and without any fear of contradiction that we won't yield an inch of land to satisfy the private business interest of Meyeti Allah cattle breeders. With all sense of urgency, we call on the legislative houses in the Southeast Zone and also some legislative houses in the South-South, especially the Rivers and the Delta states, where we have more or most Igbo-speaking people dwelling in the states, to enact anti-grazing and the anti-cattle colony laws with their consequences for infractions and empower the governors to enforce the law without let or hindrance. It is paradoxical that despite the heavy and the intimidating military and police presence, the herdsmen still get away with their impunity. Hence, the governors should consider vigilant groups to tackle the menace in lieu of security forces' abdication of their responsibilities. Before I proceed with what we typed in the paper, the press release, permit me to hint more on this. We don't only want the state legislatures to enact laws, we also want them to ensure that the governors empower the law. And if the governors fail to enforce the laws, they should take on their responsibilities as lawmakers. Igbo Patriots totally and comprehensively reject the grazing bill and cattle colony and whatever they represent. We are not oblivious of the fact that it is members of the ruling elites that own the cattle and encourage herdsmen's terror. We therefore urge President Muhammadu Buhari to de-escalate the tension in the land by being more sensitive, just, considerate, human, and patriarchal in dealing with the affairs of the nation. Thank you and God bless you. I am Obumneke Ejimkonyo Okafo, coordinator and convener of Igbo Patriots.
we woke up one sad morning to hear that our people were slaughtered in Nimbo. And some of us here, there was a protest. We carried a protest to the government house, Enugu government house, because this present governor was still the governor when the incident happened. And I know that from these people sitting here, we were able to get across to France 24 and some other international media houses. And they came, they saw, and they reported it. But what we are saying, what we are principally saying is that be it the herdsmen killing either for cattle rearing, either for colonies, either for anything, we are tired of seeing our people slaughter every day. We are tired of seeing our women, our mothers, our sisters, our aunties being raped every day. Be it for colony, be it for cattle rearing, be it for herdsmen. Igbo land, we cannot again, we cannot experience one killing again from these infidels from the north. We cannot. And we do not have a land that we can donate for. What we are even saying is that where they are, the places that they settled, there are some parts of Igbo land where we have them. We are demanding that they should begin to pay us rent. They are supposed to pay us rent. Because in Sabon Gerikano, my people pay rent there. They make their money, they buy land, they begin to build houses and other things. I mean, there is an emir in Kano. How will it look like that myself, Ebere Chukwu, will go there at his backyard and I want to have a pig colony there? How will it sound like? We don't have land for cattle colony. We are not even giving them land for ranches. We have our brothers and sisters who can do the business and do it well and do it better than them. Enough of killing our people. This is the guise of cattle, whatever. We don't have a land to donate for colony. We do not have such land. If they want their business, their private business, they should go back to Sambisa forest. Take over their forest and begin to rear their cattle there. It's a private business, for crying out loud. I know that what caused the Nimbo killing was because they wanted to drive my people away and take over our land. But it cannot happen again. Our governors, the House of Assembly members, the House of Reps members, the senators from this side, if they refuse to do their job, when they come back here, we'll deal with them. Because we voted them to go and represent us. If the Fulani is finished killing us, who will they come back to rule over? Thank you and God bless you.
To cap it off, we collected signatures from Igbo in various states and outside the country. Our people in diaspora are scanning and sending their signatures down. So all these things, if we cannot attach them to letters, we can snap them and attach the pictures to letters that we will send to the 7 houses of assembly in these states I mentioned when I was reading the press conference. Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, Delta and Rivers states. We are talking to the state assemblies to enact anti-open grazing bill, and the governors should sign them into law, get vigilant groups to execute the law. We don't want the police to do it. Police has failed in several occasions to execute similar laws. When they don't do it, what do we do? That's one of the questions somebody asked here. When they don't do it, we mobilize and move to the streets. I am saying this without fear of any person. It is a civic responsibility of any citizen to protest. Yes, we can shut down House of Assemblies. We can shut down government houses because of this thing. We will write to them and give them time to do the job. Igbos called us to do this. Yes, the book was convened, but we got the authority from Igbo people because they gave us the support. And when the time comes, they will come out. That's why we are collecting these signatures to tell our leaders that we are not just alone. If you look, I have several books here and they are filled with names. We are not alone on this assignment. You may see 20 or 30 of us, but when the time comes, you will see multitudes.
When you read out the press release, you mentioned only 2 states outside Southeast as an area where the Igbos are living or have abort. But I want to remind you, sir, that we have a chunk of Igbo people who are residents in Benue State. At least I'm aware of about 4 local government areas in Benue State that are Igbo people. And they have made it very clear in several fora that they are Igbo. There's a group that called themselves Benue Igbo Association. They are Igbo people there. So, and I'm sure also we have Igbo people, the Ibanke people that live in Edo State. They have also made it very clear that they are Igbo people. And I'm sure that if you get down to Akwa Ibom State, even Cross River, there are Igbo people who are there forgotten, probably because they don't make noise, probably because of fear. So I want to remind us here that we shouldn't leave our people wherever they are. We must be able to bring them on board. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Can I meet you, please?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Obumneke Ejimkonye Okafo. From Anambra State, Nigeria.
Okay, sir. This movement by Igbo Patriots, what is it all about?
The movement by Igbo Patriots is all about raising the consciousness of our people in our activities, especially those things that our people are afraid to do. Things like calling the government to do what they are voted in there to do. Our governors, our House of Rep members. That's the main aim of Igbo Patriots. It's a global organization of Igbo Patriots.
Okay, sir. With respect to this PVC issue, the cattle rearers and the rest of them, what is the opinion and stand of your organization, that's the Igbo Patriots?
For PVC, we are calling on all Igbo in the whole Nigeria, wherever you are. If you are up to 18 years, leave whatever you are doing and go and register in INEC office, any INEC office close to you. If you don't have PVC, go and register and get one. Your PVC is your power. Your PVC is your right. What is PVC? Permanent voters card. Because if we say PVC, sometimes it sounds like a medical term. People don't understand it. It is what we use now to vote. Leave what you are selling for 2 hours. That will not affect you so much. If you are a civil servant, take permission from your place of work for 2 hours. Your boss will grant it. Go and get it. Then secondly, you talked about cattle rearing and the menace in the society. We are against the menace of cattle rearers called Fulani Herdsmen in the southeast and other Igbo-speaking states. We are against open grazing, and we are calling on members of the state assemblies in Igbo-speaking states to enact anti-open grazing law like Benue State did. They have to enact the law because that's what we voted them in to do. You enact the law so that the state governors will sign them into law. Then we also calling the state governors to set up vigilant groups that will enforce the law. We found out that the police have failed in some states where similar laws were enacted. So we want our government to start doing what we voted them in to do. We don't want open grazing again. We have said no to cattle colony in any form whether it is coming in as a grazing reserve, grazing area. No. All these terminologies that are bringing up mean the same thing. They are just giving it different names. So we don't want them. If you must rear cattle, get a land, buy land, ranch your cattle, fence it, provide feed for it. It's business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Ranch the cattle so that it will not destroy our catch crops. It will not destroy the farms. It won't kill us because we will not allow your cattle to destroy the farm. That's, that is always confrontation that brings about this killing. A farmer who depends on that cattle, on his catch crop, will not allow the cattle to destroy it, and in the process, the herdsmen will shoot the farmers. Why are you killing people because of cattle? So the best thing is to ranch it. And in the same act, some of them rape our women in the farms and kill them, and we are saying no to that. Enough of that. So Igbo Patriots are against these acts. We are seriously against it.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure speaking with you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching this far. This is still BVI Channel 1. I believe you've got some things from what we've just brought to you. You can drop your comments down below, and to get our link on our all application, mobile application, Android, Windows, and iOS. The link is there on the description. Download them and you get all the information at the tip of your fingers. Visit our website www.bvichannel1.com to have more news updates. Till I come your way next time, I still remain Andriod, reporting for BVI Channel 1 in Enugu, Biafra land.